This is the Search Hustle Podcast, where we pull back the curtain and share the methods, tools, and experiences that we handle every week as digital marketers working with SMBs, franchises, e-commerce, and startups to help them grow their business.
If you're running a small business, scaling an emerging brand, or managing a multi-unit franchise in 2026, the way your customers find you has completely fractured. We are well past the days of stuffing keywords onto a page and waiting for clicks. Nearly 60% of searches now end without a click. AI overviews are synthesizing your content, evaluating your credibility, and making recommendations before a customer ever sees your website. Today, we're breaking down Semantic SEO. We're moving beyond traditional rankings and looking at how to optimize for answer engines. How multi-unit brands can structure their data to dominate local markets, and how getting this right directly impacts your company's valuation multipliers. Let's dive in. The biggest shift we're seeing right now is the move from keywords to entities. An entity is a clearly defined concept, a person, place, a brand, or an idea. AI models like Gemini and Google's AI overviews don't just match text anymore. They map relationships. They want to know how your business connects to its local market, its industry, and the specific problems your customers are trying to solve. If you are an emerging brand, your goal isn't just to rank for best service near me. Your goal is to become the recognized entity for that service, linked to your specific city, your expertise, and your unique process. You have to build a topical cluster. This means creating a web of interconnected content that proves you are the definitive expert on your subject. Let me dive into multi-unit architecture and valuation multipliers. This entity-first approach gets incredibly critical when we talk about scaling. If you're dealing with corporate governance within franchises, managing digital assets can quickly turn into a liability if it isn't structured correctly. If you have 50 locations or 500 locations, you can't just have one generic locations page. Each unit needs its own digital footprint, properly marked up with local business schema. AI engines rely on this structured data to confidently recommend the closest, most relevant locations to a user asking their phone for a nearby solution. For franchises, this means strict corporate governance over your entity data. The corporate domain acts as the central authority, the pillar, while each local unit acts as a supporting entity. When you build this semantic SEO moat, you create predictable, scalable customer acquisition. You reduce your reliance on paid ads. For business owners looking at scaling or eventual exits, this structured digital dominance directly impacts your financial valuation metrics. A brand with a proprietary organic acquisition engine commands a significantly higher multiplier than one completely dependent on paid traffic. So how do you measure success in a zero-click environment? Users might consume your advice inside an AI answer, never click through, and then type your brand name directly into their browser 3 days later. This is where your technical stack becomes your best friend. You have to look beyond basic traffic. You need to leverage tools like Ahrefs to monitor your entity visibility and content gaps. You need Google Search Console to track long-tail conversational queries that indicate users are treating search engines like chatbots. And you must have Google Tag Manager dialed in to properly attribute those indirect conversions and track micro behaviors on your site. You're looking for spikes, indirect traffic, and branded search volumes. The internet has evolved into an answer engine. Your job is to make sure your brand is the definitive answer. Audit your site if you've got that capability. Make sure you're using structured data and stop chasing keywords. Build authority. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to the Search Hustle Podcast. If you're interested in learning more about digital marketing and taking your knowledge to the next level, be sure to check out searchhustle.com, where we've got tons of free content, stuff that we use every week to market businesses, as well as our in-depth digital marketing course. Start your Search Hustle today at searchhustle.com.